Hey guys, welcome to Rock Gamer. If you guys want to stay up to date on all things Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4, including the customs community, check out my blog at rock-gamer.com. So without further ado, let's get started with my customs of the week. So I'm going to start with the C3 release. We had 5 songs released from the customs creators this week. We had a middle class rut pack that was released. It was a 3-pack, and they basically ported over their songs that were in Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock onto Rock Band 3. And then we also had 2 songs, one by Halestorm and then one by Judas Priest. The Halestorm one was Love Bites, and the Judas Priest song had the exact same title as well. It's important to note that all the songs from the customs creators this week are all multi-tracks, which is great news. The only song I'm going to be covering is Halestorm because I'm not really a fan of the other bands. And I played the songs that I think should be on my customs of the week for this week. But they are great songs if you like those bands, and check them out. So the song you see behind me is Halestorm, Love Bites, and So Do I. And this song really is a song for drummers and guitar players as well. The drums are extremely challenging. There's some really, really tricky fills, especially on the rack toms and the bass drum. The guitar is just ridiculous. Like I play on expert guitar and hard guitar, but like I can only play like tier 2 or tier 3 songs. This song just completely kicked my ass. And if you're an experienced guitarist, then you'll probably be able to hopefully get a challenge from this song. The bass is also like this too, but most of the bass is not actually that fun. There are some sections where there are a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs, but man, I was pretty frustrated, got my ass kicked pretty badly on these songs. Let's move on to our second song of the week. Song of the week is from a band that's a personal favorite of mine, and I've been hoping for this song a long time to appear in Rock Band, and it finally did. This one is Mama Kin by Aerosmith, and this song is, like I said, like with Halestorm, is an absolute blast on drums. It's a lot of fun, and man, those flams, you keep playing the same flam over and over again in certain sections of the song. Just that one part of the song is just so much fun. I even found like it's not necessarily a really difficult song, but it's just so much variety in it that that's what really makes the drumming really fun in this song. The guitar I actually found was pretty challenging. Like usually Aerosmith songs are not that hard on guitar when it comes to like, Guitar Hero and Rock Band, but this one's definitely one of the more challenging Aerosmith songs I've played. I actually found the bass a lot more fun and appealing to me, but this is just a great full band song. This one was part of Nunchuck and Syngenysis' like a weekly release they do, so there are no charted vocals. They're only talkies, and there's no harmonies, unfortunately. But this is a song, you should hopefully know the harmonies too, and just join in if you have people over. It's such a great full band song. Let's move on to our third song of the week. It's from the same pack that Nunchuck and Syngenysis released. This is Bob Seger. The song's Beautiful Loser. And this song, surprisingly enough, is actually really fun on drums. It may seem like a really simple song with a simple beat, but what really makes this fun are the fun fills. There's lots of fun little rolls on the snare and the toms, and that's what really makes this song stand out and stop it from really being a dull song. The guitar and bass aren't really anything exciting. The guitar is probably the best of the two. The bass is pretty boring, and there's not a whole lot going on. You could probably full combo both instruments pretty easily. And like I said before, there are no pitch vocals. It's all just talkies throughout the entire song. There is a really noticeable piano part that unfortunately was not charted as part of the song. Otherwise, the piano would have actually been a great instrument to play by the sounds of it. Let's move on to our next song of the week. This song is part of the same pack that Nunchuck and Sygenysis released. This song is called Fool for the City. It's by Foghat. And this song, aside from being a really great song, it's a pretty fun song on all instruments too. The drums are pretty fun. The later part of the song, you'll be hitting so much crash. Like, I got a little bit ridiculous. Like, you're hitting blue crash, green crash. You just go back and forth, and that's basically a good chunk of the later part of the song. I actually like the first part of the song better, and there's a lot of really good use of your open hi-hat too. When you're playing just a beat, then they throw like a couple open hi-hat notes in there too. Both the guitar and bass are nothing too challenging, but they're varied enough that you're probably going to have some fun with it too. This just sounds like a giant big band song, and I really like those kinds of songs. So let's go on to our next song of the week. Part of the same pack. This song is called Burning by Warhorse. I'd never really heard of this band before, but all the bands that I've talked about, they're all from the 70s. And this song is extremely challenging on drums. This week is definitely a song for drummers. And this song also features, a pretty difficult guitar part. I actually found the guitar a little too difficult for my skill level. I found the bass a lot more fun. And this is, a pretty decent, it's a pretty long song too. This is another great full band song. The drums themselves, there's some really tricky snare rolls. I always find those snare rolls difficult where like the tempo of the snare changes, so you'll be playing like some really fast rolls and they go to slow rolls and fast rolls and slow rolls, and those kinds of songs really I have trouble with, and this is probably a great song to practice on. There's also some really tricky ghost notes in there as well. But overall, this is definitely one of the best drum songs of the week. Let's go on to our next song of the week. Song I merely chose for the fact that just because it's so nostalgic, and it may not necessarily be the most fun on all the instruments, it's a decent song on the instruments, and that song is Right Now by SR71. At least I think that's what their band name is. They were a one-hit wonder back in the early 2000s, and I remember hearing this song on a lot of soundtracks for different movies at the time, usually teenage comedies or young adult comedies. And this song, there's another song of this week I just chose purely for nostalgia, and maybe some of the people watching this video just merely want songs because they're nostalgic, or this was a really big song back when they were younger, and that's why I chose this song. Let's move on to our next song of the week. Song follows with the same theme of the last song, which is it's a very nostalgic song for me. That's why I picked it. But it's from a band that I really like and whose songs, frankly, I can't get enough of. We've seen a ton of DLC from them, and that band is Offspring. The song behind me is Hit That. It's from their 2003 album, and on the drums, it's a pretty standard song. You're going to be playing hi-hat, snare for most of the song. Then you'll switch to ride and snare with a couple crash cymbals thrown in as well. And that's pretty much the entire drumming for the song. The guitar is pretty easy. There are quite a few sections of the song where you'll just be playing no guitar at all, and there'll be like a pretty decent break in the song. This is really a song for bassists at its core. The bass riff is actually pretty challenging. There's some really tricky hammer-ons and pull-offs. And this is just really a song for bass players. If you're looking for a challenge on drums or guitar, you're probably not going to find it here. You can probably full combo this song pretty easily on drums and guitar. Let's move on to our next song of the week. Next song is from the band Heart. This song is called Crazy on You. And, when I first heard the song, I didn't really think much of it. I was like, oh, this should be a pretty easy song because it's Heart. And wow, this is one of the harder drum songs of the week. As you can see a pattern with Halestorm, we've got Warhorse. This is definitely a hard week for drummers, but it's a great challenging week too for drummers. This song, for the most part, is not too difficult on drums, but then some of the fills are just so hard. Like, instead of playing around the kit, you play around the kit in reverse order. So you'll play on the floor tom some rolls, and then you'll go on the rack tom, the next rack tom, and based on where my ride cymbal is, I kept hitting that ride cymbal over and over again accidentally. But this song is just a lot of fun. You'll be playing triple hits on the ride as well. It's a really solid song and probably one of the best Heart songs I think I've played in Rock Band. There's another custom for Kick It Out available that has, I think it's full band, including harmonies. You can search it on the forums. The bass is it's not that much fun on this song. This is definitely a song for guitarists, especially the number of hammer-ons and pull-offs and guitar solos. That intro guitar part is just really, really difficult, and it totally kicked my ass when I was playing it. Let's move on to the next song of the week. This song is from a band who I just discovered this week because they had customs released on Rock Band. I thought, you know what, I'll just give it a try and see if I enjoy this band. And that band is 9 Black Alps. We had 3 songs released from them this week. I'm only going to go over 2 of them that were my favorite out of the 3. And this one is called Get Your Guns. And this is a really great full band song. The guitar is pretty challenging. There's some really difficult chord progressions that I was playing on there. The bass is a lot of fun too, very fast paced, some really interesting hammer-ons and pull-offs thrown in there. And the drums are quite a bit of fun too. You'd be playing basically 2 or 3 of the same beats over and over again in the song, and that's hi-hat, snare, crash snare, and then ride snare. And then there'll be a couple, fills thrown in where you're playing rolls on the snare, as well as, maybe playing flams as well. But overall, this band's sound is very, 90s grunge-ish. It sounds like it could be from the grunge era, and if you do like those bands from the Seattle scene, you might enjoy this band. I know I really do, and that leads us to our final song of the week. The song of the week is from 9 Black Alps. It's called Cosmopolitan, and it's another really solid song that's full band, and I really recommend you guys check them out if you haven't heard of this band before. And that basically does it for Customs of the Week. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to stay up to date on all things Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4, click the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. And you guys can also follow me on social media on Facebook and Twitter. My information is down in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. And tune in next week for a brand new Customs of the Week. Take care.